take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We will kick off the second race of the season for the Ghost Runner Cup Series, brought to you by MaxSpeedTV. I am Joshua Medlock on call for you here tonight. Get ready for 250 laps of a bumper-to-bumper, door-to-door action as they take to the track of Bristol Motor Speedway here for 250 laps, folks. This should be a very entertaining race. We do have some points to go down with one race in the books. It's, you know, starting at the points season, races here as we come in to tonight. Coming into tonight in first place, folks, will be DeAndre Artis. He punched his chase ticket with the Texas win just last week, so he will actually be your leader coming in to tonight. Sharn Hill will be coming in a close second place. He is only 4 points behind DeAndre Artis here. DeAndre does have 49 points. Mike Bruno will be setting in a third with 43 points, 2 behind Hill. Tyler Justice and Lincoln McGill tied for the 4th and 5th spot there. They will be battling it out here tonight for that 4th spot. Both of those gentlemen have 41 points, 2 behind Bruno. Scott Johnson and Michael Redding also tied here tonight in a battle for that 6th position in the points. Both of these gentlemen are 3 behind McGill and Justice. Sean Ladinsky coming in the 8th spot here tonight, 36 points, 2 behind Redding. Thomas Vanassi coming in 9th with 35 points, 1 behind Ladinsky. And Jason Burgess coming in 10th here tonight with 34 points. He is only 1 point behind Vanassi. The complete list of the points can be found by visiting the Ghost Runner Cup Series website at 24rules.wixsite.com / GRCS. So welcome everybody to Max Speed TV. This should be a very interesting race here this evening. I have been looking forward to some short track racing here tonight. I have been reading chat. I hope everybody is enjoying the stream. Hopefully it looks good. We will be getting into qualifying here momentarily. But before we do that, folks, let's go down through the sponsors for MaxSpeedTV here tonight. We have Elite 7 Racing, the official dirt team for MaxSpeedTV. HomeNet Hosting and PC Repair. They actually host websites and, of course, do computer repair. Glad to have them on board here. The Ohio IndyCar League, a big shout out to these guys. They are not only a league that MaxSpeedTV, myself, will be broadcasting starting this Saturday, April 14th at Kansas. They will be racing in the IR-18, but they are also a sponsor here for MaxSpeedTV. So great to have them on board. We got Sim Speed Shop. Anybody looking for button boxes or handbrakes for iRacing? Check those guys out at Sim Speed Shop on Facebook. And I do believe they have a website as well. Check out their Facebook before you go to the website, because I don't know it, at Sim Speed Shop on Facebook. And Watts Beard Co., the official sponsor for the grid here on Max Speed TV. So great to have all of these sponsors on board here for Max Speed TV, and also here coming into the to the Bristol race of the short track. Now they will be going into a driver's meeting here. They're running a little bit behind, but no matter, they got it, everything worked out, and we are here. We actually have a number, I wouldn't say a number change per se. We have an issue with a number. Now, Ron Nichols, I believe, is supposed to be in the number 42, I do believe, but tonight he is actually running in the number 10 machine. But he is in the race here tonight, sitting currently on a pit road, as everybody is currently actually going to be coming down pit road, I do believe, for the drivers' meeting. Tasha, I am honestly not sure why you're buffering. Maybe restart the browser you are using and maybe try it again. I have not dropped any frames. OBS is running flawlessly here. So far, so good. So I don't know if it's your end or my end. I will keep an eye out on OBS here for this stream here. Well, they are currently in a driver's meeting, folks. Now, I have been watching chat here, and I see that Daniel is actually from the same state I am from. So, Daniel, glad to have you in chat. And I hate it that you're not racing here tonight. You know, it is what it is, man. Hopefully everything works out on your end. And yes, folks, we are supposed to have some severe weather coming in to tomorrow. So please keep your eye out on the weather if you live pretty much all the way from the northeastern part of Texas up through Arkansas into eastern Oklahoma. up through Missouri. It could get pretty rough here, as they're calling for some big hail, some strong winds, and even some isolated tornadoes are possible. So please be weather aware, everybody, as our severe weather season is pretty much here for us. Well, be sure to check out MaxSpeedTV. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. Also, our website at www.maxspeedtv.com. We are also on Twitter, Hitbox, and pretty much all of the other ones as well out there. You can check Rudy Cummings, because he does some streaming on Hitbox and Twitter quite a bit. He also streams on occasions onto Twitter for iRacing, you know, and it's through MaxSpeedTV, as Rudy being one of, to me, he's the probably the owner. He is the owner of MaxSpeedTV, but everybody plays their part in here at MaxSpeedTV, as we do have several broadcasters here. Big shout out to Charles Wooten, and also a big shout out to Jason Allison for the overlay of work they are doing and have done and will continue to do throughout MaxSpeedTV's tenure for iRacing. So a big shout out to both of those guys as well. So we are about 2.5 minutes away from qualifying, and we will be underway for 250 grueling laps. I am sure these guys are probably thinking, what have I gotten myself into? But, you know, it's 250 laps, and this track is not very big. I did not check the weather, unfortunately, as I totally forgot. As you see Eric Tesk there doing some donuts in a pit road there, right behind that number 10 machine of Ryan Nichols. Like I said, it's going to be different seeing him in that number 10, but he is still out here racing. Currently, 18 drivers have entered the lobby here tonight, so should be a good field for Bristol. I am very much looking forward to this race, and I have updated trading paints as well, so let's hope we have the paints updated for everybody here, as we are on Thomas Vanassi here in that number 30 machine, looking through all the paints that they've got. The number 28 Haviline machine of Corey Walters there. Like I said, Eric Tesk coming out on, he is now coming out on the track, as well as everybody else. About a minute left, folks. We will be into qualifying. Well, Daniel, I'm sure you don't, man. I actually live right on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. If you know where Interstate 40 runs, then you will pretty much know where I live, because that is it. And I am really not afraid to announce where I live, because, well, if you're going to come and visit me, then come to Fort Smith, because that's where I live. Of course, finding me may be a problem, because Fort Smith is, it's not big. It is a good size, but it's not big. It's not as big as, you know, like Dallas or whatever, but, you know, it's still a good size. But, yes, folks, 10 seconds away here. Qualifying will be underway for the Ghost Runner Cup Series, the Food City 250 here on MaxSpeedTV.
Checker flag. Checker flag.
Well, while they get ready to qualify, we will step away real quick, and then we will look at the weather. So I'll be right back in like 3 seconds. Alrighty, folks, they are underway here on qualifying, and right now it looks like no times have been put in. Yes, we do have some times here in already. Sharon Hill putting in the quick time of a 13:4:13. Looks like 13. I looked at that wrong. Wow, if he's putting in a 13-second lap, that's quick. But his time he put in a 15:3:49. Now that is amazing for Sharon Hill there. Mike Bruno coming in a second so far with a 15:491. So the difference there is about a second or so between him and Sharon Hill there. But speaking of track temperatures, folks, of course, pace speed 40 miles an hour. We've got pit speed at 35. Track temperatures, oh my lord, 110 degree track temp here tonight at Bristol. Going to be slick as we see Eric Tesk there slam the wall in that number 96 machine Ford there. So yeah, very, very slick track conditions here tonight. I think the highest I have ever seen it was about 112, 113, somewhere around in there. And that made for a good race, but a slick race, folks. So as these guys get prepared here, we have Melissa Ligori out here on the track putting in a time here. And she moves all the way up into the top 10, currently sitting in the 8th spot in that number 24 Pepsi Max machine there. So good time by Melissa there. She makes her second lap. Let's see where it moves her to. And it doesn't look like she will move anywhere else. So right now, Melissa will have that 8th spot there. Well, then you don't live too far from me at all, then, do you? Well, let me know, folks, if the car, the engines are turned up too loud, or if I'm turned up too loud or whatever. Want to make sure I balance everything out for, you guys and girls out there watching. Can hear everything going on as Kevin Sargent looks like will bring it down on the apron there and finish his. Corey Waters, I believe, will probably not continue here on his laps as he is still sitting on a pit road here. Looks like Jared Beasley will be taken to the track in that number 15 machine.
Checkered flag.
Alrighty, folks, that will do it here for qualifying. We will get them on the grid here real quick. Looks like Sharon Hill will be grabbing the pole here with a 15:3:49 in that Chevrolet. Congratulations to Sharon Hill for grabbing the pole here for Bristol in their second race of the season. Mike Bruno will be starting second here on the outside of him in that number 19 machine. Tyler Justice will be in the third spot here. Eric Tesk in fourth. Ryan Nichols in fifth. Michael Redding will be starting in the sixth spot here. Corey Walters seventh. Melissa Ligori in eighth. Jason Burgess in ninth. Ryan Broderick will round out the top 10 here. Gordon Larson will be starting 11th. Kevin Sargent in 12th. Thomas Vanassi in 13th. Dave Matson in 14th. Scott Johnson in 15th. Sal Casey in 16th. Jared Beasley in 17th. Alexander Rich in 18th. That will round out the field here. We get them lined up here. We will try to find All right, we will be getting on Sharon Hill here as he will make the pace lap to come around to start the race. So they got 2 laps here with it being a short track, and then we will be on to racing here as Sharon Hill in that number 5 machine will be starting, looks like on the outside, and that number 19 machine of, let's see here, who's the 19? Again, Mike Bruno will be starting on the inside. So they're going to make their pace laps here, folks. Pace car will dive in, and we will get this thing underway. Alrighty, folks, get ready, buckle up, make some noise because it's boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go short track racing, boys. Sharon Hill gets an outstanding lead on Mike Bruno there as they will be coming to the line. Sharon Hill will lead the first lap here, and now they have, you know, several laps still left to go here, folks, but you have got to think it's 250 laps here at Bristol. In the Cup cars, of course, in actual NASCAR, they run 500 laps, and man, that has got to be something else. Sharon Hill still out in command here now, about 0.6 of a second in front of Mike Bruno. Eric Tesk right there following closely up into that wall. You're going to see a bunch of that tonight, folks, as slick track conditions here of 110 degrees will make for some slick slick conditions for the race. So you're going to have to watch very, very closely as that number 7 of Tyler Justice going to try to make a move onto the inside here of that number 96 machine of Eric Tesk as they make their way around onto the front stretch, now around turn 1 into turn number 2. Going to be flying out of that turn number 2 onto the back stretch, and before you know it, folks, they're all the way already into turn number 3 and 4 back onto the front stretch here. Tyler Justice still holding strong here in the 4th spot, started 3rd. Got Michael Redding back here, started 6th, up a spot already in that number 2 machine. Got around, it looks like the number 10 of Ryan Nichols. Of course, I'm not used to him being in that number, but he is still up here. These two guys are just trading spots, it looks like right now. Melissa Ligori up here, started in the 8th spot, now up here in the 7th spot. She is riding that wall, folks, and that's what you got to do here at Bristol. You come into and then go up high, right, pretty much up next to the wall almost. And you got to be very careful not to hit it because, like Darlington, well, in this case, it'll be the Bristol stripe, but Darlington is pretty much the same way as these guys and girls will get lined out here and try to find their spots on the track. Coming back here in the field into the 12th spot, Dave Matson, it looks like in that 09 machine on the high side is being battled by the 15 of Jared Beasley on that low side. You will see some battles going on here, folks, and it looks like back here in the back, looks like Gordon Larson Jr. Now, this could be a iRacing glitch here, folks, but it looks like to me that a 00 there is a glitching, having some connectivity issues here tonight, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Back up front, though, Sharn Hill currently still first, now has a commanding lead on Mike Bruno, about 2.5 seconds in front of him. And this is Bristol, folks. This is what it is. Short track racing at its finest. These guys have pulled 17 laps here so far. We are caution free, which is a good thing here at Bristol, which is, you know, being such a short track. So they are doing what needs to be done here, giving everybody a fantastic race. Now Sharn Hill has led 17 laps here. Of course, I am Joshua Medlock here, folks, on air here tonight for MaxSpeedTV and the Ghost Runner Cup Series. I didn't give him a shout out earlier, but a shout out to this man right here who is actually on the track, the number 7 machine of Tyler Justice, for coming to MaxSpeedTV and allowing us to broadcast for them, to get them out here and maybe get some more people to join the Ghost Runner Cup Series, as that number 7 machine right now currently still sitting in the 4th spot. But a long race, folks. This is by no means done with, and I don't know if it's going to be possible to get any interviews in with this being such a short track. I will try, but I can't make no promises, because by the time I check the replays, they pit, we're pretty much getting a double foul, and they're back to green flag racing. So I will do my best, but I can't make any promises whatsoever. Right now, Sharn Hill still has a commanding lead there in front of Eric Tesk. Eric now coming into, looks like a turn number 2, 3. Now he's going into 3, coming out of 4 here momentarily here. Yes, folks, I am very, very tired here tonight, but I'm here. Well, if it's your first time here at MaxSpeedTV, please hit that subscribe button. A big shout out to all of our fans out there who tune in every night we broadcast, no matter what it is. We even have some who bounce back and forth from stream to stream, depending on what they're doing. Some nights we have 2 or 3 broadcasts going, either at the same time or close to it. And they will bounce back and forth from stream to stream to check on how the race is going, how the broadcast is going, to give feedback, to see what needs to be done if something is going on. So big shout out to all the fans out of there that support MaxSpeedTV. Of course, you can support MaxSpeedTV too by hitting that donate support button down there, or sponsor button. You can become an official sponsor to MaxSpeedTV as well for $4.99 a month. That is $4.99 a month, folks, not $499 a month. $4.99 a month will get you a sponsor to MaxSpeedTV and a little icon that next to your name in chat. that lets everybody know you are an official sponsor to MaxSpeedTV. So, but like I was saying earlier, big shout out to Jason Allison over at ibog.co for the awesome graphic work he puts out. And of course to Charles Wooten for what he does with the overlays as well. And I will be making the conversions from IRTVO to ATVO here pretty soon, folks. So please stay tuned, as we will have much better graphics and well, widgets or whatever you want to say to come along with that. So please stay tuned, folks. It's gonna be you know, amazing for all of these leagues and for us here at MaxSpeedTV as well. But you know, we had 18 cars join the lobby. 17 entered the track. We now have Thomas Vanassi, who is a lap down. Alexander Rich is also a lap down. Sal Casey is 3 laps down, but he's still out here pulling laps, and that's what you got to do here at Bristol. You can get those laps back very quickly if a caution comes out. 18 people, 18 drivers, I should say, entered this race this evening. One looks like did not even start the race. That would be Scott Johnson in that 07 machine. But still, 17 drivers, folks. That is a lot of drivers here at Bristol. Nice size field, and it's good to have these guys on board here this evening. I do not have a crank it up cam for Bristol, unfortunately, folks, but hopefully we can get that here soon. I'm trying to figure out the cameras and all that, but see, this is how quickly, folks, you can catch up to the leaders. Eric Tesk in that number 96 Ford machine has only got now about a 2/10 of a second gap between him and Sharon Hill in that number 5 machine. Right, and now it looks like that 00 there of Gordon Larson Jr. is going to be the next one a lap down, as 40 laps down the tube here this evening, and they still have quite a bit of laps to go here. Not sure what the pit window here is, folks, but I'm sure they can go quite a bit of laps on one tank of gas, with Bristol being how small it is, but it looks like Gordon Larson Jr. will get passed by the leaders to go a lap down, as Eric Tesk and Sharon Hill will get around them. Eric Tesk, now you're a new leader here in that number 96 Ford machine, going to try to lead some laps here. Sharon Hill has now got pushed back to second. Eric Tesk has led 2 laps here coming across the line. He will lead 3 laps, folks. Eric Tesk making his way currently around turn number 3 into turn number 4, back onto the front stretch here. Going to lead a 6th lap. Still has a lot of laps to catch up to with Sharon Hill there, who has led 39 laps this evening. The one I am not seeing here tonight is your current points leader, which is DeAndre Artis, not here this evening. Of course, that will play a big factor into the points indefinitely. Right now, folks, still Eric Tesk still leading a point here as the number. As that number 5 machine of Sharon Hill there, currently still in a second, now 2.4 seconds, 2.5 seconds back behind Eric Tesk. Of course, still a long race, folks. I mean, they have only knocked out 53 laps, so they still have, you know, close to like 197, 198 laps here tonight, folks. So, gonna be a long race indeed. But you know, before they, you know, continue, you know, before they wind down more laps, and they're doing a very good job here of winding down the laps as we have been caution free here with one lead change. So far, with Eric Tesk being your second leader. Sharon Hill actually started in on the pole here, and we don't have many battles going on, but coming back into the field currently in the 7th spot, Ron Broderick will be the next one to go a lap down if a caution does not wave here, as these leaders are flying around the track. And we see that number 96 machine of Eric Tesk right there, currently right behind that 32 of Ron Broderick. So Ron Broderick currently in trouble of going a lap down. Now Ron Nichols in that number 10 machine also very close to Ron and Jared Beasley as well in that 15. So this is something interesting, and I've never seen this. Now, I have been in races to where everybody but maybe 1 or 2 people go a lap down, but not in the Gen 6 cars. I've seen it in like the Indy cars or the Corvette DPs, but this is, I guess, is a first time for everything, folks. But still some great racing here this evening, as we're following the number 2 currently right now of Michael Redding in that 2 machine, currently running in the 8th spot. And it looks like Michael Redding might have a little bit of a rear end damage there on that number 2 machine. Might have got into somebody might have got into him. Excuse me. But here, folks, the downforce, or well, the draft won't play a big part here, and the aerodynamics really doesn't play a part either. Mainly keeping your car clean off the wall and into traffic, as they still continue to wind down the laps. Now Eric Tesk about 5.1 seconds in front. Oh, and we have our first caution of the evening. I want to say it might have been Melissa, but let's go back and take a look, folks. Well, let's see. I'm not showing that she's on there. All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly where that caution came out, folks. Go back up live here. Looks like we do have some takers on a pit road. As soon as I can find who is on pit road. All right, Eric Tesk, yes, electing to come down pit road. You've got that number 5 machine of Sharon Hill as well. Number 19 of Mike Bruno on a pit road. So we do have some takers here on pit road. Jared Beasley in that 15 machine. Oh, he had to back up, and that will cost you, unfortunately, as he is off and away here. So is Eric Tesk. Mike Bruno coming out of pit road. Mike Bruno, Joshua in the booth, man. Got a copy?
10-4, bud, I got you.
Mike, I mean, you know, it's Bristol. It's short track racing, man. You got that, looks like you got that number 96 machine up here in, currently going to be starting up behind Eric. Looks like that number 2 machine, from what I am seeing. You're going to be starting in second spot. So, if I'm looking at this right.
I think it's third.
Third place.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, the number 9, I had it looked, I was looking at it wrong. But man, talk about the racing here, 68 laps down, and the first caution. Now, I didn't see where that came from. Can you enlighten me a little bit?
I think the 28 and another guy just got together a little bit, but I was surprised to see the yellow because it didn't look like they actually wrecked. They just kind of got sideways, but it's been really good so far. Everybody's been given room, and it's been fun.
Well, all right, man, I don't want to keep you because we know short track racing, you do go by, you know, you go green very quickly. So still a whole lot of laps left, Mike. So good luck, man. And hopefully we'll see you, you know, maybe get a win here tonight.
Thanks a lot, bud. I just want to give a shout out to sponsors Amsoil and my team Gen X Racing, man. Thanks a lot to those guys, and thanks a lot for what you do, bud.
All right, Mike. Yeah, I love it up here in the booth watching you guys race. So good luck, man, getting double file.
Thank you, bud.
Alrighty, folks, so that was Mike Bruno there. I got to be quick here at Bristol for interviews because it's such a short track. So, but yes, that number 19 machine of Mike Bruno will be starting in third. I was actually on the wrong car. I was trying to get to him, but yeah, I was on the wrong car, so that was my fault. Pace car will dive in here tonight, and that number 96 machine of Eric Tesk on the gas before the green flag. Even waves wastes no time here. Gets a little bit of gap between him and Mike Bruno now. Looks like we'll be fighting for that second spot here. It looks like the number 5 of Sharon Hill, who has led 39 laps, will be battling it out here with now that number 7 of Tyler Justice as they go single file here on to the back stretch and already into turn number 3 and onto the front stretch here real quick. Mike Bruno looks like going to take it to the inside. Wanting to lead his first lap of the race here, and I don't know if he has the preferred line, but anything is possible here on iRacing. People can make it stick in pretty much any place on the track. Now it looks like Mike will try to find a spot there in between that number 7 machine of Tyler Justice there and that number 5 of Sharon Hill, and he does. So Mike Bruno will be currently into the third spot. We still have a battle, it looked like. Looked like that number 7 of Tyler Justice was looking onto the inside of the number 96 machine of Eric Tesk there. But I think he thought better of it as he backed it off here relatively quickly. And here comes Tyler Justice again in that number 7 machine. Still wanting to also lead his first lap, dives it low on the low side of that number 96 machine. But that 96 has the preferred line there, gets that run off the corner. Here comes that number 19 of Mike Bruno on the outside of Tyler Justice. Now Mike will go into that second spot there with ease, pushing Tyler Justice back there in a third. Now Sharon Hill still currently back here into the 4th spot. He has led 39 laps. Of course, one more lap for Eric Tesk will tie Sharon Hill for the most laps led here. So I think the battle will not only be for the most laps led, but will also be for that checker flag victory, and as well as a lock in to the chase. As a win will get you locked in to the chase. The top 13 drivers will be in the chase. You can get in by winning one of the races here for the Ghost Rider Cup Series. So a win locks you in, and the rest are filled in by points. So now we see Tyler Justice in that number 7 looking on to the low side. Oh, and it looks like the number 7 and the number 5 of Sharon Hill there almost got into it. Good job by both of those guys of realizing where the front end of their cars are. Well, Sharon Hill realizing where the front end of his car is. Does look like he does have some damage there. Might have tapped that number 7 of Tyler Justice. Now Tyler will go put it behind that number 5 machine, but here comes it, the number 15 of Jared Beasley wanting to put his 2 cents in and try to get up here to lead some laps as well. Folks, I don't have a crank it up cam here, but what I will do for everybody is we will ride along here with, let's see here, Ryan Nichols in that number 10 machine for all the fans out there of Ryan. And in a cockpit view, I will take his driver bar off, and I will shut up, and I will crank it up. Alrighty, folks, back live here tonight. That was riding along with that number 10 machine of Ryan Nichols there. So he is still battling. It looks like the 09 of Dave Matson there. And yes, sirree. You know, and they are back here. It looks like the 09 of Dave Matson is a 1 lap down. Now Ryan Nichols is not a lap down. He is the last one on, you know, the last on the lead a lap here in that number 10 machine. So he will be the next one to go a lap down if the caution does not come out. But Eric Task now has capitalized being out here up front with so far 58 laps led here, as he will cross the line here momentarily, coming around a 3 into 4. If he can get back to the line, he will lead 59 laps here so far. Now Mike Bruno, though, in that number 19 machine we interviewed earlier, is right on his tail there, not letting him get too far ahead. Now Sharon Hill, the pole sitter for this evening, is right there in the 3rd place. So you're going to have a battle, I am sure, between these guys as we have hit the 100 lap mark, folks, here tonight. So we have 150 laps left here, and it does go by really quick. Well, Ryan Nichols has some fans in chat, so we rode along with Ryan, you know, earlier. I hope you did get to see that, Tasha. So big shout out to you for tuning in. Of course, a big shout out to everybody out there for tuning in. Of course, Mike Bruno, who's in the race, tuned in at the beginning. Of course, you know, he is watching the stream as well. So Mike, if I start talking about you, bud, as they are almost 3 wide here, and that number 2 machine, Michael Redding here, who is a couple of laps down, backed it off and said, you know what, I am just gonna wait my turn. All right, but back up front, folks. Eric Task still in command here. Mike Bruno now 1.5 seconds behind Eric. Still a whole lot of time and laps here to go. I am sure if they can get the green flag run they want, you will see green flag pit stops. And I'm sure that's what they're wanting. So far we have had a 1 caution here for 5 laps and 1 lead change, as that lead change was Eric Task coming in to first place here to pass Sharon Hill. And now Sharon Hill going to be in the 2nd spot. Mike Bruno there in that number 19 machine getting pushed back into 3rd. Long race. Now here comes Tyler Justice, going to look, well, was thinking about, I guess, looking to the inside. And there, it looks like they're trying to get around a lap car there. Let me see if I can find who that is. That would be the number 30 of Thomas Vanassi there. And you can go a lap down here relatively quickly. Now, Ryan Broderick will be the current one who will get the lucky dog if a caution was to come out. Corey Walters there, though, in that number 28 machine, fighting him for it as well. The 21 of Alexander Rich kind of up here as well. He is currently 3 laps down. Yeah, buffering is pretty much what my computer is doing right now. I can't watch the stream on the computer to see how it's playing out, but it looks like Kevin Sargent is on a pit road. But back up front here, Sharon Hill now 1.8 seconds behind Eric Tesk, who now has led 75 laps. These two are probably going to battle till the end here for the most laps led. It looks like Eric Tesk in that number 96 machine is coming up on the 09 of Dave Matson there. Dave Matson currently 1 lap down. Dave Matson also, it looks like, has a little bit of damage on that machine. Probably not enough to play a factor here at Bristol, but I am seeing a little bit of damage. Might be cosmetic. No, that right up front bumper there where the hood is bent in just a tad a bit. So yes, Dave Matson does have some damage. Well, Criddles, nice to see you in chat. And, yeah, I think this is the first one you have actually came in to with me broadcasting. So, nice to see you in chat. Hopefully, it looks good on your end, Skittles, Crystal, Criddles, like I like to call you. Well, 121 laps down. They still have several laps to go. And, you know, with ATVO, you can actually, you know, put it in there how many laps is to go, which is very, very nice. IRTVO, you have to adjust it accordingly. Eric Tesk now looking to the inside of the 21 of Alexander Rich, currently 3 laps down, but you know, still out here battling it out with these guys, getting the points, the driver's points basically for just coming in and racing. As Eric Tesk will cross the line there, 86 laps here he has led. Got Eric Tesk currently in the first spot. Sharon Hill 2.5 seconds behind him in second. Mike Bruno looks like 3.3 seconds behind Hill. Tyler Justice is right on the tail of that number 19, about 0.3 of a second. Jared Beasley 0.2 of a second behind Tyler. Now Ryan Nichols is 7.3 seconds behind Jared, and Ryan Broderick now a lap down is 12.1 seconds behind Ryan. So you see how the gap can play a factor here as we look on Ryan Broderick. He has got that number 30 behind him of Thomas Vanassi there. If we go back up front here, it looks like the number 5 there. Whoa, look at the number 5 of Sharon Hill getting just a little bit loose there. I'm sure the tires are starting to wear here at Bristol. Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate it. Well, and here comes that number 5 machine of Sharon Hill. Put it to the back bumper there of that double zero of Gordon Larson Jr. And now that number 40 as well, putting it to the back bumper of the double zero. Going to get around the double zero of Gordon Larson Jr. Now, Gordon is currently in the top 10, currently in the 10th spot here. Started 11th, but is unfortunately a couple of laps down. Now, Ryan Broderick is the only one lap down. Ryan Nichols is, wow. He is now, it looks like, 14.2 seconds behind the leader. If we look back here on the rear chase view, we will see that number 2 behind him of Michael Reddy. We go back to Michael, we will see that number, not sure who that is. That might be Eric there. Yes, it is. Eric Tesk coming up on him. So that's how close it is, folks. So Eric Tesk going to be coming up on that number 2 machine of Michael Redding here momentarily to put him 5 laps down. Of course, Michael hoping for a caution, as well as all these other gentlemen out here racing, especially Ryan wanting to get his lap back and to put on the lead lap. As we have look like a little battle going on here. The 19 of Mike Bruno on the low side. He has the number 7 of Tyler Justice right behind him. And number 21, it looks like, of Alexander Rich on that high side there. Alexander is 6 laps down, but still out here fighting. And that number 15 machine, I believe it's the 15. I hope I looked at that right. Let's see if I have a 15. Yeah, 15, there it is, of Jared Beasley there. Yeah, there it is. Had to make sure I, had a 15. Is right behind him, currently in the 5th spot. So he will round out the top 5 here. The 32 of Ryan Broderick, who is in 6th, is right behind him, but he is 1 lap down. So that is a not for position. Well, a good size field here at Bristol tonight. 18 people, drivers entered the lobby here, and 17 gridded here as, like I said earlier, Scott Johnson did not grid or even start the race. So he will finish, unfortunately, in the 18th spot. And right now, we have one other retiree of Melissa Ligori. She will finish in the 17th spot, as well as she retired her car early as well. These guys are getting a little squirrely coming out of into the corner. Really mid-corner and coming out of the corners of 2 and 4, as I'm sure the tires are starting to wear. But Eric Tesk now has led 105 laps here as somebody gets in to the wall there. It looks like the number 23 of Jason Burgess might have tapped the wall. I heard a little scraping going on there, but the leader's right behind him in that number 96 machine of Eric Tesk. Dominating performance coming into this race when he got around Sharon Hill there. Now, Sharon did lead 39 laps here so far. Now, the race ain't over, folks. By any means, the race is not over. A caution, Eric messing up, Sharon messing up. Anything can happen. Anybody can still win this race. But right now, Eric Tesk is looking pretty good with Sharon Hill about 6.5 seconds behind him. Of course, a caution will bunch all of these gentlemen back up. And, of course, a restart will endure as we see the number 5 and the 30 get into it there live, folks. No caution, but that number 5 machine of Sharn Hill, as I was just talking about, does have now some damage there. The number 5 and the 30 of Thomas Vanassi getting into it there. I'm not sure what played out there, folks, but Sharn does have some damage on that machine. Oh, the number 7 sideways, that would be Tyler Justice. We will go back and take a look, folks. All right, riding along with Tyler Justice in that number 7 machine. It looks like it was just some close racing between these guys. Tyler Justice will be coming around the corner here momentarily. And, you know, be honest with you, he might have just lost it, but I don't know. We will take a closer look here as no, it looks like, oh, I don't know who that is. I can't see the number. Would that be the 00? No, it will not. Oh, that was the 09 of Dave Matson there, getting into the number 7 of Tyler Justice, and that sent Tyler sideways. So, yes, that will bring out the second caution of the evening as we have the, looks like most of, if not everybody, will be coming down pit road. In the race off of pit road, it looks like the number 96 of Eric Teska will manage to capitalize on that. So back up alive here. I'm not sure if we can get anybody down here to talk to, as now we have everybody coming around, but we will try. Eric Tesk, Joshua in the booth, man. Got a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, Eric, man, you are now up here running into the first spot, the 28 machine of Corey Walters out there in front right now. But, of course, you'll start first here as he gets the waiver around. But real quick, man, how's the race going on for you down there?
Pretty decent on the long run. On the short run, we still need to work on it. But, yeah, we're just focused all the way on the long run. And that's our big advantage, so pretty well for us.
Well, currently you have led 114 laps, man. Dominating performance here so far, but the race ain't over yet, man. So good luck out there.
Thank you, thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Eric Tesk. Now, Eric will be your leader on the restart. We will see if we can get maybe one more word in. Tyler Justice, got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, Tyler, man. Well, Bristol Motor Speedway, what happened there, brother?
I'm not really sure. I didn't really see Dave coming there, and then all of a sudden he's in my rear mirror jacking my rear tires off the ground. I don't know if he's on fresh tires or what, but it's all good. We don't have a lot of damage, I don't think, and still got our third position up here, so maybe we can do something with it and pull off a good finish here.
Well, you do have a little bit of rear end damage on that spoiler there, but we're on the bumper there. But, you know, Bristol's such a short track, you really don't need that. You just need to be safe. Well, y'all getting double foul here, so I'll let you go, Tyler, and good luck, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All righty. Hey, we got 2 interviews in. That was amazing here at Bristol, folks. So, got to make it short, sweet, and to the point there, but they will be they are double foul here, as they will be getting the green flag on a lap 1:57 here. So, well, you heard it from Tyler. It happened. So, well, pace car will dive in. Eric Tesk going to be out front. Well, that 96 machine did get a good jump there on Mike Bruno. Mike Bruno still looking to lead his first laps of the evening here in that number 19 machine. as he is still fighting on that low side here, trying to get around him. But in the case, Eric Tesk does have the drive line. Now that 5, to me, from what I'm seeing, does have some damage there, but that could be iRacing and the way the iRacing glitches do happen. So we will keep an eye on that number 5 machine, folks, and see what happens. But right now, he is still up to speed, so I don't believe he does have really much damage, if any. These leaders will come around. It looks like the number 23, I believe that is, of Jason Burgess. Yes, we'll keep it low. Let these leaders go by. Jason Burgess currently 4 laps down. So a lot of respect given by the lapped cars. They're just getting out of the way and letting these guys race it out. So a great respect by these guys, folks. But you know what? We will do another crank it up here, folks, real quick for you with a cockpit view. We will ride along here with our pole sitter in that number 5 machine, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. riding along there with Sean Hill there, our pole sitter tonight in that number 5 Chevrolet machine, Kellogg's Cornflakes. You know, he is still currently back here in the fourth spot. Like I said, folks, I'm not sure exactly if that's the iRacing position or not, but to me it looks like he does have some damage on that machine, but it's not affecting his speed as he is still holding strong here. 15 of Jared Beasley going to fight onto the outside. Now Jared does have the preferred line here, and still going to be fighting strong there. Going to get around him real quickly. Now Sharn is going to fall back, but still holding his position. And Ryan Broderick there now on the lead lap. So Ryan is in the 6th spot here in that 32 Ford, and his next objective will be to get past Sharn Hill there for that 5th spot towards the top 5. But right now it looks like Ryan Broderick is about 6.7 seconds behind Sharn Hill, and Ryan is about 8.5 seconds behind the leader. So a big gap between both of those gentlemen. Now Sharn Hill is he's about 9/10 of a second, about a second behind Jared Beasley. Jared Beasley on the tail of Tyler Justice there in that number 7 machine. So still some close racing, folks, by no means. I mean, it's not even over with yet. We will be coming up to 182 laps done and completed as they cross the line there. Aaron Tess got his eye set now on Alexander Ridge in that 21 machine, going to try to put him 7 laps down. Now Alexander is currently only 6 laps, but you know, short track racing, and Alexander does have the preferred line on that in that 21 machine, but that 96, of course, going to dive it low. Well, thank you, Beware. I appreciate that. Cars are too loud. Yes, I did turn that down. So I do appreciate that. I'm trying to get everything situated here, as I've got a different, you know, what do you call it? Themes for different leagues. So I'm still trying to adjust each one to the appropriate volume. So thanks for the feedback, Beware. Glad to have you in chat, man. Missed seeing you at the beginning. You wasn't here, but I know real life comes, you know, ahead of iRacing. So, but still glad you're here, man, and glad all the fans are sticking around. Some good racing here so far, folks. So caution count, only 2 cautions so far for 10 laps, and still we've only had a 1 lead change, as now Eric Tesk is out front with 148 laps led. Now Sharn Hill is now currently sitting on a pit road, currently 4 laps down in that Kellogg's Cornflakes number 5 machine. He does look like does have some heavy damage. He is assessing the situation there, and but Sharn has led 39 laps. Well, I do believe MaxSpeedTV broadcasters, or most of us, are off tomorrow night, folks, which was Friday, April the 13th. But Saturday night, folks, please stay tuned to MaxSpeedTV, because several broadcasts will be going on, as I believe Rudy will be covering Laura on Saturday night, and of course I will be covering the Money on the Line series. The Ohio IndyCar League fires up their season in the IR18 here on MaxSpeedTV. They will be at Kansas for 120 laps. I will be going live at 7:50 Central Time. That it will be 7:50 Eastern Time. So please stay tuned to MaxSpeedTV as we stream pretty much, well, almost 7 days a week. I believe most of us are off on a Friday night. So, you know, about pretty much 6 days a week, you can catch a race going on here on MaxSpeedTV. I cover the Ghost Runner Cup Series on Thursday nights. Right now, we are, like I said, folks, here at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. Next week, folks, the Ghost Runner Cup Series takes to Richmond for 200 laps, 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time here on MaxSpeedTV, commentated by myself, Joshua Medlock. So please stay tuned and subscribe if you have not done so already. We love our viewers, we love our fans, we love the feedback that we get. So great shout out to everybody out there again for the support you give us here at MaxSpeedTV. Eric Task still in a command here in that number 96 machine. When he crossed the line, folks, it'll be 160 laps led. Yes, he did. So Eric Task now at the 160 mark. Lap 200, less than 50 laps to go here. Well, right at 50. When he crossed the line, of course, it'll be 49 laps left here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series here at Bristol. And I forgot to bring the session ticker back up yet again, folks. I am real bad about that, pressing the button to bring it back up. So sorry about that, folks. But yes, Eric Tesk is still in a command here. Mike Bruno still in a second place. Now, Tyler Justice in that number 7 machine, currently third, started third. Mike Bruno started second, currently second. Jared Beasley, though, started 17th. He is up to the 4th spot here, so good run by Jared. Ryan Broderick started 10th and currently in the 5th spot. That will round out your top 5 here for the GRCS at Bristol. As they continue still to wind down the laps here, we will go let everybody know who is on air yet again. Of course, Joshua Medlock, myself. Now, got plans to bring somebody else in the booth with me a couple of times. I am still working on that, folks. So there may be 2 of us in the booth for a couple of races coming up for MaxSpeedTV. I'm in the plans of that, but of course I know it is several months away. You can check out another broadcast here in June. I will have it will be June the 2nd here on MaxSpeedTV. I will actually have the owner of MaxSpeedTV in the booth with me. So that'll be nice, as me and him will be trading spots pretty much. So a big shout out to Rudy for going to help me out on that race. He knows which one it is. So got to remind him. But big shout out to him for saying yes to it, because this league wants him in there. So, yes, sir, we do try to help out each other when we can. And, you know, double broadcast tonight. I don't know how some of these guys do it. Charles, you being one of them, bud. I don't see how you do it, man. A double broadcast in one night. But, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. So, big shout out to you for doing what you do. Rudy did it many, many years in a row and decided that enough was enough. But, hey, he's still here. So, you know, it's great to be a part of a great, well, I call it a company, but it's not really a company. But I love being a part of MaxSpeedTV. You get to meet a lot of people, call some great races, and just, you know, it is very, very entertaining. But enough about me and, of course, me rambling on here. But Eric Tesk, though, dominating 175 laps as it did update. He has dominated this race. Now, Sharn Hill still sitting on pit road, currently in the 15th spot. Tough break for Sharn there. But Eric Tesk now, you know, it's all in his grasp here tonight to bring home the victory. Now, if I'm looking at the points here correctly, Eric Tesk is not in the top 10. But what a stealer in the points it will be if he can come home with the victory here. Now, Mike Bruno is currently sitting in third in points with 43, 2 behind Sharn Hill. And if Sharn cannot get it back out there on the track, then unfortunately it will hurt him. And unfortunately, he just took his car behind the wall, as well as Thomas Vanassi. Thomas Vanassi there is currently 9th in points. So 2 of the top 10 in points have taken their cars behind the wall, and that is a break. Now, Scott Johnson is in the points as well. Scott Johnson is in 6th in points, but did not start tonight's race. So that will unfortunately hurt him in the points, and possibly, you know, I don't think it'll take him out of the top 10, but it may do it, you know, depending on how the points stack when the admins get done doing what they do with the official result. I hate to hear that, you know, when you have somebody down in the weather, you know, beware. I hate hearing that, man, especially when you've got to know somebody so well. So, big shout out to Rudy Cummings, man. I hope you get to feeling better, bud. We hate seeing you and hearing you that you're not feeling well. So, man, you get better, bud. It is, you know, rough. This weather does not play fair games. So, just, you know, get some rest, man, and hopefully you'll feel better here in the next couple of days. And as we have several races here still left this week on MaxSpeedTV. Well, beware if that race is still going on, bud. You go over there and tell him that he needs to get to feeling better from me, Joshua. He'll know who I am. And, you know, I gave him a shout out on the stream here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series, as these guys are still continuing to wind down the laps. Eric Tesk, dominating performance, getting out in front here, passing Sharn Hill, and just dominating the race here. He now has sorry, Tyler, to put you under the gun here, but about an 8.5 second lead over over Tyler Justice. So, oh, sorry, folks. Got the hiccups. Yeah, it's, you know, and oh, it looks like somebody just blew an engine there. Oh, that was Dave Madsen just blew an engine in that 09 machine. Smoke coming out of the rear end of that car, and the caution is out. Oh, man, it looks like Ryan Nichols was involved in that. We'll go back and take a look, folks. Alrighty, folks, we're going to ride along here with Ryan Nichols in that number 10 machine. And now I'm not sure of what happened. Oh, it looks like the 2 of Michael Redding. It gets into the wall, which collects the 10 of Ryan Nichols, spinning the 10 sideways. And the 10 will come back out on the track. Of course, going sideways will bring out the caution. And he does come back on the track. The front tires does hit the track. And the 2, sorry folks, does hit him. So yes, he stopped on the track. Caution does come out. So Michael Redding and these gentlemen will have a damage. See the number 2 machine and the 09, of course, sitting on pit road as well. But back out front, it looks like the number 23. Let's see here who is out front. Pit road. See Jared Beasley there in that number 15. Sitting on pit road with some significant damage. Now Mike Bruno in that number 19 machine out front, out up here, back out on the track. Tyler Justice as well, and of course Eric Tesk as well. So the leaders have pitted, and we will see if we get somebody back out here to talk. Sharon Hill, Joshua in the booth, man. Got a copy? Sharon Hill, got a copy? Alrighty, folks, I only asked twice, and that is it. Sharon doesn't want to talk, which I can understand. Sharon, you know, unfortunately took his car behind the wall. So, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, we'll let Sharon Hill be, you know, get, you know, through, you know, whatever he's going through, upset or just whatever the case may be. But you know, I only ask twice, and if they don't answer, then I, you know, don't interview them because I don't want them to get mad at me. So, but wanted to interview Sharon, but you know, it is what it is. So. But pace car lights will go off, folks. 16 laps to go here. This race is going to get interesting. Alrighty, folks, here we go. Pace car dives in, the number 96 on the gas before the green flag even flies. Tyler Justice on the preferred line there on the outside. Now, these guys do have fresh tires, so 15 laps to go. You know, they're going to use every single bit of their tires. Mike Bruno currently in the 3rd spot here, started 2nd. Now, Ryan Broderick is on the lead lap, folks. He is going to fight his way up to the top 3 here in that number 32 machine. Gordon Larson Jr., though, in that 00. Well, let's see here. That changed very weird on me. Wow. Well, see, there's a Ryan Broderick there. Now, Gordon Larson Jr. is in the 5th spot here in that 00. Sal Casey is 6th. Ryan Nichols in 7th. Jason Burgess in 8th. Jared Beasley in 9th. And I hope he just didn't take his car behind the wall. But he is currently in the 9th spot. Alexander Rich in 10th. Michael Redding in 11th. Dave Massett in 12th. And Kevin Sargent will round out your top 13 there. But back up front, though, we probably will have a battle for second place here momentarily, as Mike Bruno and Tyler Justice are 2 and 3 here. Eric Tesk, though, looking on to leading the most laps, which he will definitely clinch. Now, Brian Broderick did lead a lap, folks, so he will get that all valuable bonus point and needed. So, Ryan Broderick, congratulations on leading the lap. Sharon Hill, congratulations on leading 39 laps. You'll get the bonus point for leading the lap. But dominating with the most laps led here is Eric Tesk with right now 202 in that number 96 machine. So 8 laps to go, folks. We will be winding down here relatively quickly, as it looks like Jared Beasley did take his car behind the wall and is getting pushed back as Kevin Sargent now. Sorry, folks. Currently in 12th, looking to pick up at least another position here on Jared. And I don't know if he can, but if he can, that will put him in the 11th spot. But back up front with 6 laps, now 5 laps to go. Eric Tesk, it's his race to lose. Started 4th, currently 1st. Looking to lead and dominate this race and to win and come out victorious here this evening. Tyler Justice looking to upset here and come out with a victory here in that number 7 Chevrolet machine. Mike Bruno and Tyler both did not lead a lap here, but that AM Zoil number 19 machine has looked strong all night long. Started 2nd, currently in 3rd. It would be a good finish for Mike Bruno here, as now they are on 3 laps left here, folks. As Eric Tesk will come and take, it looks like, the white flag here momentarily in that number 96 machine as he crosses the line. White flag in the air, folks, for the Food City 250 here for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. Eric Tesk only likes 2 more turns, and he will come out victorious here. Checker flag in the air. Eric Tesk wins here at Bristol for the Ghost Runner Cup Series. Tyler Justice will finish 2nd, and it looks like Mike Bruno will finish 3rd. But the winner will go to Eric Tesk here, folks. All right, we will get these guys down here to interview here. So stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere. We will be back live here for the post-race interviews here momentarily. Alrighty, folks, we are back live here this evening. Mike Bruno going to be coming in here tonight in the third place spot. Now, Mike, you started second, had a strong car here this evening. You come in to tonight in the third place in points. Talk about a Bristol, and 250 laps is a long, grueling race. Cautions, not very high, man. Only 3. Talk about it, bud.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. It was really good to see that little amount of cautions. Everybody gave room, everybody raced well, and we hope to run like that every week for sure. But as far as the car goes, man, it was definitely tight but loose off, so it was definitely a handful, but it was a lot of fun. And just want to say congrats to Eric on the win, and thanks to everybody for the great racing.
Well, it was a fantastic race. Now, one of the conditions I wanted to talk to all 3 of you about was the track temp here tonight. 110-degree track temp. Did that play a factor in the race here this evening?
Oh yeah, definitely. She was a little tight getting in, unless you entered a little low and she got a little loose on you. But exiting the corner, if you got on that throttle a little too bit, she was definitely loose and wanting to come around. So it was definitely a big a throttle control night, and I think that's really what got Eric the win, man. He's just a master at working that throttle, and somehow he got that little line to work and just gapped the whole field there for a little while, and he's got this place figured out.
Well, all right, Mike. Well, one more question for you this evening. Starting next week, of course, you got Richmond coming up on the 19th. Can you talk about that going into that race, knowing that you had a good finish here this evening?
Yeah, actually, Richmond's one of my favorite tracks. I used to run really well there a few builds ago. Not so much lately, but I always look forward to going there. It's something to do with short tracks and how I run there. I used to hate them, but I've been running pretty well every time we went there, so I'm looking forward to it for sure.
All right, Mike Bruno here coming in a third spot. Started second, so pretty much finished to where he started, one spot back. But Mike, man, do you have any shout-outs, sponsors, or thanks you want to give here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Big shout-out to our new sponsor, part of Gen X. It's AMSOIL. I want to give a big thank you to those guys for helping us out. Shout-out to my teams, Gen X Racing, MR Motorsports, and I just want to say thanks to Tyler, Eric, Mark, all them guys that raced really clean and really good tonight. That was a lot of fun, man, and look forward to next week. Thank you for what you do tonight, bud.
Mike, I hope you do appreciate, well, I know you appreciate it, but, man, I hope you enjoy, going back and watching it, because I tried to get all I could here tonight. Such a short track, a lot of cars going a lap down, but it was a great race here this evening. But congratulations on third, man. Go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Richmond.
Yes, sir, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, that was a third place of Mike Bruno here. We will grab the owner here coming in second of the Ghost Runner Cup Series. Tyler Justice, number 7, got a copy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Tyler, coming in 2 tonight, man. You come in, 4th in point. You were only 2 back behind Mike. Of course, Mike finishing behind you. Well, talk about Bristol, the hot track temp of 110 degrees and 250 laps. Not a whole lot of cautions here tonight. So, man, talk about it. Tell us your opinion.
Yeah, man, it was a real slick track tonight. It was a lot of fun. I'm really proud of everybody for only having 3 cautions for a 250-lap race at Bristol in these temperatures. That was a freaking fun race all around. And, yeah, we hung out like 3rd or 4th most of the race, and there towards the end, I thought I was just going to hang in there and get 3rd, and we came up on a lap car, and I was behind Mike, and he went low to pass the lap car, and he's trying to use me as a pick to keep me back, and I thought to myself, oh, if I could put it 3 wide right here, I could get on the outside of him and might be able to pass him. And sure enough, we did that, got around him, and got 2nd place, but yeah, it seemed like the top groove was the most dominant line tonight, but once the tires started to wear out a little bit, you could kind of use the bottom line. Eric was really the only one that could really make it work. I couldn't really make up any ground down there, so I kept using the top line. But congrats to Eric for winning the race. He was in his own zip code tonight. He did really well, and glad to get a second place finish. And like you said, important to finish in front of Mike to gain some points on him.
Well, I mean, this is an important race because, you know, Bristol is such a short a track. You can go a lap down here really, really quick, especially under green flag conditions. Of course, you know, if you get damaged, we've seen many people get damaged you know, by, you know, getting into the wall or whatever. But next week you go to Richmond. Now, that is a different track in itself. Talk about that a minute, knowing that you get a second place here tonight. Now you go to Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond's a short track too. It's kind of a lot slower speeds, a lot less banking than Bristol, but I think it'll be all right. It is a night race, so it'll be a little bit cooler temperatures than it was today here at Bristol. But I think that one will be a good one too, and can't wait to get there next week.
Well, all right, Tyler. Well, coming in to tonight, started third, finishing second. Also in the points, you know, coming in to tonight in a fourth. Congratulations on a second place here tonight, Tyler. Anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your second place of finish here?
Yes, sir. I want to thank all my teammates. They did a great job tonight. I want to thank everybody who helped me put this thing together. It's gone really well these first 2 weeks. We're just throwing it together in just a short time span. So I want to thank all of them, and I want to thank you up in the booth for broadcasting us. Keep it up.
Well, I hope you enjoy it, Tyler, as well. You know, I know you guys go back and watch it to make sure everything, you know, works out to y'all's standards, and y'all get feedback, which is great. You know, we take feedback here, you know, accordingly, and, you know, kind of adjust to what y'all need. So, you know, well, enough about that, but go celebrate, man. Second place here at Bristol, that's something else, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, getting second place here at Bristol, it's a feat of its own with this track. So we're going to go celebrate for sure.
All right, we'll see you next week at Bristol, bud.
All right, man.
All righty, folks. Well, coming in victorious, dominating the race. Once he got the lead, Eric Tess got a copy.
I got you loud and clear.
Well, Eric, man, 210 led laps here tonight. You never looked back once you grabbed the lead. Talk about the racing and what it took just to keep everybody behind you.
Well, first of all, I'm feeling like I'm just a washing machine. You know, I'm just being stirred everywhere. It was an amazing race. We had a lot of battles, especially in the beginning of the run. I needed to push a little bit to keep the cars behind me, so I still looked in my mirror to you know, to keep the cars behind me. And on the long run, I figured something out a few days ago doing a private test session, and it really worked out, I guess.
Well, Eric, now that you have won tonight, you have locked yourself into the chase once the chase starts. So does that play a role in going throughout the season on, you know, where you qualify, how well you want to finish, or are you just going to go for the most wins before the chase even starts?
Well, I think everyone want to win, no matter what. So, you know, there are a lot of tracks coming up for me. I already marked them on my schedule. Those are the tracks to go, and I think I have more shots to win, but I think I'm not safe to anyone else. So Mike, Bruno, Tyler, Justice they're coming for me. They're hunting for me. So, you know, it depends on the track, depends on everything.
Well, speaking of a track, Eric, you have a Richmond next week for 200 laps. Talk about going into that race, knowing you have the win here tonight and the momentum, and of course, as you said it, the target on your back. Talk about Richmond here for a moment.
Well, I think Richmond suits me as well because, well, technically I'm European, so I need to have skills on the short track and on the road courses. So Richmond is getting close. You need to approach this road course. So I think I have a shot to the win, but well, the rivals are not letting me go for the win. They're gonna fight hard.
Exactly, Eric. Exactly. You know, you have your rivals, you have your teammates, and of course you have the people that want to beat you every week. So, you know, but congratulations on your victory here tonight for the Food City 250 for the Ghost Runner Cup Series here at Bristol. Is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your victory here tonight?
Well, I just want to thank the guys who just really sponsored my car. It's Berlin Sim Sport. We are run by Runtime GG, SimTech, SimLab, and Racetrack Art. I want to thank those guys, and I want to thank you, of course.
I appreciate it, Eric. A task, man. I mean, it's amazing calling the races here. 3 cautions here tonight. Not a bad cautions. Of course, 18 entered the lobby. 17 only started the race. So, but congratulations on your victory here tonight, man. And go celebrate. And we will see you next week at Richmond.
See you next week there.
All right, Eric. Alrighty, folks. Well, we will go down through the unofficial results here, depending on whatever they decide to do. But right now we have Eric Task here coming home with the victory here in first. Congratulations, Eric, for locking yourself in to the chase at when it starts. So Tyler Justice going to be coming in a second. Mike Bruno in third. Ryan Broderick in fourth. Gordon Larson in fifth spot. Sal Casey in sixth. Ryan Nichols in seventh. Jason Burgess in eighth. Alexander Rich in ninth. Michael Redding will round out the top 10 here. Jared Beasley in 11th. Kevin Sargent in 12th. Dave Matson in 13th. Corey Walters in 14th. Sean Hill in 15th. Thomas Vanassi in 16th. Melissa Ligori in 17th. And Scott Johnson, unfortunately, did not even start the race. He was in the point standings. But that will wrap it up here for MaxSpeedTV. Of course, I believe most of us are off tomorrow night here, folks. But join us Saturday night here as Rudy will be covering Laura, and I will be covering the Ohio IndyCar League. I will be going live at about 7:50 p.m. Central Standard Time here on MaxSpeedTV. So until then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.